Some of you may be wondering why on earth is this guy completely decked out in touring gear riding around Singapore? Well, the answer is simple. I will be joining BMW Motorrad Singapore on an 11-day Eastern Europe quest later this summer. The adventure starts in Sibiu, Romania, where we ride over some 3,500 kilometers across 6 different countries before arriving at our final destination in Germany for the 2025 BMW Motorrad Days, a festival of sorts where enthusiasts, fans, and riders of BMW motorcycles gather together for a weekend of fun activities, including test rides, new bike launches, good food, and of course, great beer. Hi everyone, my name is Hong and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'll be talking about the bike that I'm riding on this 11-day adventure in Eastern Europe, some of the gear that I'll be taking with me, in fact most of the gear rather, I'm already wearing, as well as what to expect in this year's 2025 Eastern Europe quest with BMW Motorrad Singapore. So I will be riding a 2024 BMW R 1300 GS, similar to the bike that's behind me. This bike in fact is Anto's personal bike. Anto is a good buddy of mine. He's also the manager for BMW Motorrad Singapore, and he's also the group leader for this year's adventure into Eastern Europe. Which is why he's loaned me his bike for 2 weeks so I could get used to the bike and of course all this gear that we're supposed to be wearing. Obviously for safety, we've got our boots, touring trousers, touring jacket, gloves, helmet, all that good stuff. I'm not used to riding adventure bikes or touring bikes, so this is a very new experience for me in general, and I'm really excited and also extremely privileged to be given this chance to, well, basically test ride this for 2 weeks and experience what it's like to ride with all this gear.
A couple weeks back, I participated in my first ever motorcycle touring trip with Performance Motors BMW Motorrad Singapore. We rode some 1,400 kilometers over the course of 3 days, riding up to the Cameron Highlands and Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, carving corners every opportunity we had. I rode up on my S1000RR, which in a nutshell was a pretty challenging bike to use as a long distance tourer. Do check out my vlog if you'd like to join me on that adventure, link in the description and at the end of this video. On that trip, I reckon about 75% or more of the riders were on some iteration of the GS, and I kept wondering to myself, how is it that every single one of them arrived at each destination looking fresh? While I don't have much experience riding adventure or touring bikes, now that I've actually spent about 2 weeks on one, I understand why. Thanks to its ever-evolving geometry and the iconic BMW telelever suspension technology, the R1300 GS is supple, composed, and really comfortable to ride. With its low-mounted boxer engine and gearbox situated beneath it, the bike has a pretty low center of gravity, making it super maneuverable. As large as the bike may seem, I'm actually pleasantly surprised at just how easy it is to ride. Truly a prime example of what confidence inspiring means. As you could probably imagine, the R1300 GS delivers everything you'll want and need from an adventure bike. I've witnessed the bike perform amazing feats multiple times at events such as the BMW GS Trophy, and to say that the GS is a highly capable bike will be an understatement. Thanks to its perfectly balanced boxer engine, the power is consistent and silky smooth, pulling strong throughout its entire rev range. This is not a bike review, by the way. At the time of filming this segment, I've only clocked about 400 kilometers on it, so I'm just sharing some thoughts. If you guys ride a GS, let me know in the comments what you think about it and if it's a bike worth getting, because at this very moment, I am thoroughly impressed. A massive shout out once again to Anto and BMW Motorrad Singapore for letting me ride this awesome machine and for taking the time to go through all the features of the bike with me. I'm also extremely proud and honored to share that the awesome people over at Steady Moto have hooked me up with my first set of touring gear from Modeka. The brand offers a wide range of riding gear from casual to sporty, from off-roading to adventure touring, and of course all your other essentials such as gloves, shoes, and boots. For my trip, I was given a complete set from Modeka's top-of-the-range adventure line, namely the Panamericana 2 adventure suit, which consists of a riding jacket and trousers. They're made from a blend of really durable Cordura for safety and durability, with stretchy panels at areas where movement and comfort is a priority. This is a 3-layered jacket, meaning it also comes with a removable waterproof membrane to keep you dry and comfy if you're riding in the rain, as well as a removable inner thermal layer that will keep you warm if you're riding in really cold climate. In terms of safety, shoulder and elbow protectors, as well as the back protector comes as standard, with the option to add on a chest protector. As for the trousers, knee and hip protectors. Something I really appreciate are these front chest pocket vents, which could be easily opened and secured with fitlock magnets. Aside from their riding jacket and trousers, I'm also wearing Modeka's Icarus Adventure boots, constructed entirely from leather and rated to be 100% waterproof and windproof, yet breathable thanks to its Hypora membrane lining. These boots also have strategically positioned reinforcements to protect the shin, ankle, and heel, as well as a pair of these Enos gloves made from a blend of elastic polyester and leather. Something I learned from all my years of riding is that it's really important to have a smooth and strong slider at the palm of your gloves. This is because in most incidents when a rider falls over, or in the unfortunate event of an accident, our natural reaction is to extend our hands out, and the first point of contact is usually the palm of our hands. In addition, without exaggeration, the touch tips on these gloves are excellent. Probably the most responsive ones I've ever used. Tapping and swiping on your phone or your GPS devices, super easy. As this is my first set of adventure touring gear, I don't have much to compare them with, but I dare say with absolute confidence that the designers over at Modeka are definitely riders driven by passion and not fashion. Every component is well thought out, down to the different materials used at different areas, even the strategically positioned vents and zips and pockets. I plan on sharing a more in-depth review of my gear after my ride in Europe, so please consider subscribing to the channel and following me on my Instagram accounts for more content. Links in the description. If you're looking to upgrade your rides or bikes, I fully recommend making a trip down to Steady Moto to check out their showroom. It is packed from corner to corner with every imaginable accessory, tool, and gadget to make your riding experience better and safer. And if you'd like to find out more about all the gear I'm wearing, do check out the links in the description.
8 weeks before we fly off to Europe, a get-together gathering was arranged at the BMW Motorrad Singapore showroom. This pre-event briefing was conducted by Anto and his team as a way to have vital and important information disseminated for us to be aware of what to expect, what sort of gear we should prepare, and for the participants to get to know one another. I'll first be flying solo into Munich, Germany for a few days, where I plan to visit a few landmarks and do touristy stuff. I've been to Germany about 20 or so times, but I've never been to Munich, so I've planned out a pretty tight schedule. From there, I'll fly to Sibiu in Romania, where I'll be staying for 2 days by myself, again to do some touristy stuff. I will be filming separate videos of both cities, so if you'd like to come along with me on those side quests, please do consider subscribing to the channel. I'll be linking up with the rest of the BMW Motorrad crew and participants directly in Sibiu. I think there are about 36 to 38 riders on this trip, and we'll be riding eastward from Romania into Serbia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Slovenia, Italy, Austria, and finally into Germany. We'll be taking some of the most iconic and bucket list routes, such as the Transfalgarasan and Transalpina mountain roads, which crosses the Carpathian Mountains, riding up and over the Dolomites Alps, and a few other famous and well-loved mountain roads that connect these 8 countries. Naturally, regardless of how well everything is planned out, the one thing we could not predict till we get there will be the weather. Thankfully, this trip is organized by tour veterans from BMW Motorrad Singapore, working in collaboration with TWT Motos, an official partner of BMW Motorrad in Europe, based in Germany. The organization has decades of experience planning such events, in addition to being a training institute for certifying guides and providing both on and off-road training to those who are deeply passionate about riding. Aside from having multiple alternative routes for our trip, depending on the weather conditions, the organizers have also arranged for support vehicles filled with tools, parts, and even a couple of spare bikes as backup. In my personal opinion, if you're someone like me who loves the open roads, loves travel, loves riding motorcycles, and loves experiencing thrills and adventures, trips such as these should be done at least once in our lifetime. But if money, time, resources isn't a consideration, then once a year sounds about just right. I guess that'll wrap up this Prologue video. Thank you so much for sticking around till the end, and please do consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and following me on my Instagram accounts for all the fun and exciting moments. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.